Hey, welcome to On the Up and Up with Patrick and
Talisha.
And today's episode is all about how to control your spouse, how to train them the way you want them to be trained so they do what you tell them to do and don't get on your nerves anymore. But before we get into that, we have shout outs and reviews. Baby, who do you got?
So my shout outs go to DeMarcus, Kiki, Mandy, Reese, and Latifah.
All right, and mine go to Airy Funny Comedy, The Family Man 06, Keita Jackson 24, Lisa Wrightsoul, Shannon Eichelberger, Manny Makes Gold, The Black Walt Disney, Laddie Gat. Let's see who else. We got Boulder Marriage. And hold up. I got some more. Trophy Wife 915, Said Talk, The Real Crusher. What else I got? Man, we was on fire. We were on fire this week. That's it.
Okay.
That was it.
Thank you, kind sir.
Do we have any reviews?
We have a review.
We got a review. Who's our review from?
All right. So our review says life-changing, and this is from L. Joint. This podcast has changed my life. I used to keep my feelings to myself a lot, but listening to Patrick and Talisha have helped me to open my mind. It has forced me to have eye-opening conversations with my husband. They make having those hard conversations easier and make marriage more relatable. I love Patrick's Bible recaps as well. It's a nice touch and helps bring God back into the marriage. They keep me laughing and are perfect for each other. If you are on the fence, don't be. Listen to this podcast. You won't regret it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we had to put a call out on this one because at first we were like, L Joint, who is that? Well, Latifah.
No, what I was going to say, what I said was, all right, it's a woman.
It's a woman.
It's a wife. Her name starts with L, and she smokes a joint.
And I was like, no, I don't think so.
She deals drugs, don't she?
Well, at first,
She deals drugs.
we do not like to refer to ourselves as drug dealers.
She's a drug dealer.
She is a wonderful pharmacist. She is also my soror.
Oh.
And Latifah got married, of course, and so her new last name is Joint.
Oh.
And it's not Gaddison anymore.
Oh.
So that's why I was like, oh, yeah. But at first, who did I say? As soon as you said L Joint, I said it's Latifah.
You said Laddie Gat.
Yep. I was like, you know that. I was like, it's Laddie Gat. And so, but we had a fact check. We had to make sure we can't be out in these streets quoting people and saying that it's different people and it don't be right. So we had to make sure. And she came forth because she's the greatest listener in the world.
The greatest listener in the world. Thank you so much, Latifah Joint, for that 5-star rating and review. And guys, go out there and follow our social media channels at I am Pat Rattler. Follow Talisha at
The Farm D Mommy.
Follow our podcast page at Patrick and Talisha. Like us on Facebook at Patrick and Talisha. And if you have any questions, concerns about relationships and anything else in life, email us at podcast@patrickandtalisha.com. And don't forget, leave us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. You leave us a review, 5-star review, and we will read it on the next show. And that gives you one of the best opportunities to become our listener of the week. Speaking of listener of the week.
Yeah, I think there was a challenge the last time.
Wow. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's not where you were going?
No.
I had thought that the last time we talked about how many listener of the weeks were of the male sex and how many listener of the weeks were of the female sex.
I don't remember.
And
that.
we said, I wonder who gonna break this tie?
We don't got no.
And I believe I said the lady's gonna break the tie. Did I say it?
I don't remember saying that. I don't think we have receipts.
Oh, I said it. And I said it would be huge. The very best. Count it. Fact check it. Yeah, baby. We in there. Yeah. We in there. Yeah. Latifah, Gaddison. Joint.
My guys let me down.
My girl.
Guys,
my soror.
What the crap,
my
man?
farmer sister. You, my friend, are breaking that tie. And you are the, give me the drum roll, listener of the week.
Listener of the week. She's the listener of the week. Latifah is the listener of the week. We about to take your pictures and put you on the social medias. Put you all over. You about to blow up.
Blow up.
Let it get. I think that's how you say her Instagram name. I like let it get. Let it get.
Let it get.
Get the gat. Get the gat. So, we didn't even say, does she follow our social media at Patrick and Talisha?
Yes.
Does she like our pictures? Does she engage with us?
Oh, yeah.
Did she leave a 5-star rating and review? So, that's why Laddie Gat, Latifah Joint, is on the up and up with Patrick and Talisha's listener of the week. An amazing mom, an amazing wife, an amazing pharmacist, an amazing soror. She does it all. Like I'm trying to tell you, we have not had one average listener win listener of the week. They are all like super achievers. Like we have the best audience in the world. I'm trying to tell you, before we started podcasting, audiences were trash.
Right.
But when we started podcasting, we got the best listeners listening to our show. We put this on.
Yes.
She said the podcast was life-changing.
Yes.
She's bigger, she's bolder than she's ever been before. Because she listens to this show. I'm trying to tell you, man, the listeners make this show possible. We have the best listeners. I'm telling you, go back to our social media at Patrick and Talisha. Just look at all the listeners of the week. See how boss they are. Look how amazing they are. Like it is the cream of the crop. I'm not playing. So every time someone pops up, I'm like, dang, they do a lot.
A lot.
They do a lot. We don't have no average listeners on Up and Up. On the Up and Up with Patrick and Talisha. Ain't no average around here.
Nah.
We got greatness. Greatness is upon all of us listening to this show. And we just trying to get out here and just do our ministry and just speak to the world. But we got some super people on there. We're going to start inviting people on this show and start doing some features and some interviews. So y'all keep, boy, I'm going to be like, hey, you ready to be on this podcast? Y'all better be ready when we reach out to you. And I told y'all, all right, some more housekeeping. I told y'all on the last week's First Class Friday, episode 4, that we are going to start sending out invitations to our marriage circle, our Facebook group. So be on the lookout for that. All right. We ain't got it all there, but we sending out invites anyway because we got to give out this work. It's based on faith, family, fellowship, and finances. We will grow stronger together. We want to build a community because there's one thing that we have learned, baby, is that when we put these groups together, they thrive. These groups
That was
thrive.
a nod to our life group.
That's a nod to our church life group. Like I said, I'm only in Joshua in my Bible, but I'm leading the best life group at church in the world.
Yeah, we got this life group.
We got the best life group, man. We have real conversations. We are building disciples. We're like, it's like real church. I'm very happy. So that's what I want to bring to our marriage circle. Because we know it takes a village to raise a child. And it takes stable marriages to build that village. And that's our mission. That's really our mission.
That's our mission. Amen.
So be on the lookout for those invitations. And I know if I send it out to any kind of listeners, it's going to be above average, and people are going to be giving us some great advice, some great wisdom, sharing their stories with us, giving great marriage advice. Even if you're like single, separated, divorced, engaged, you're all welcome. This is all about relationships, and we're all interconnected some way, somehow. But it ain't a hookup site. So don't be trying to do that. Don't be slipping on those DMs in the marriage circle.
Sliding in the DM.
But if you find love, it better be between two single people.
And give us credit and let us be known as the matchmakers.
Yeah, we want to be
even though we're not really trying to be matchmakers.
Yeah.
We'll take that credit.
And we'll come to the wedding for some cake.
Yeah, and a vacation. Make sure it's out of state.
Make sure it's out of state. We ain't doing no in-state weddings. We're trying to fly. We're trying to fly somewhere.
All right.
All right, baby. So what was on the up and up for you this week?
So my up and up this week was getting to go spend time with my first cousin. So Ariel, my mom, and I, and Rowan and Tori, we all went to Covington, Georgia.
Why you ain't take West?
We didn't take West because it was the she-man woman hatings club, and the little nieces, they were like, nah, dog, you can't come.
You mean men's haters club?
She-man, what did I say?
You said women's haters club. So.
Men hating club, whatever. It's really He-Man Women Haters Club. Rugrats, Little Rascals.
Goodness gracious, girl.
Whatever. She-Man Men Hating's Club.
All right, there we go.
Tori and Emery like, nah, you can't come.
Left my baby here with me.
Yeah, so Weston got to have a nice little adventure with his daddy, and that was good. And Rowan is still on the boob, so he got to come. He wasn't going to be left. But yeah, so we had a nice trip to Georgia to go visit with them. We didn't get to go to the baby shower, so we got to go and have our one-on-one time with my cousin and the new baby. And Lennon is adorable. He's so cute and squishy, and just I can't wait to have baby number 3.
What?
Yeah,
No, yeah.
baby number 3.
Hey. No.
But yes, that was definitely my up and up. My down and down. My back was hurting. Like, it was hurting, and I was having some sciatica pain this past week. I think that was probably my only down and down. I can't. But you look at me
that's
like
a great week. Nah, that's a great week.
I was like, do you know something about me that I don't know?
I don't know. Shoot.
Yeah. No, that was my only down and down. I had a really good week. It was great.
Wonderful.
What was on the up and up for you?
What was on the up and up with me was that darn election.
Oh.
All right. I was happy. I mean, shoot, at the beginning, I was like, oh, crap. Because I had zero faith that the Biden-Harris was going to pull it through. I just consumed way too much Trump media because it's interesting. I don't care. You like him or hate him. Dude is interesting, and he's the greatest thing. And the news stations loved him. They freaking loved him. They were like, "Oh, we're just gonna count this money because Trump just he's a ratings machine." But that's not necessarily good for your president,
Right?
okay. So I was happy to see Biden and Harris get elected, and seeing like everyone come together with like some positive energy, and it wasn't like centered on like negativity. Just feeding off of it because it was draining for the last 4 years. I ain't gonna lie, it was draining. I don't want to. I just didn't enjoy checking in to the media and just see him like ranting on something else. It was always about him, and his followers or his supporters. I think he did something with prison reform with Kim Kardashian, so that was cool. But to focus on the negative, it's a lot of scandal, a lot of negative, and I just looking forward to like different leadership in a different positive direction, and seeing President-elect Kamala Harris, Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, like be the first woman in history and first woman of color in history to hold the vice president's office. So that's amazing. Mm-hmm. Like, y'all gotta understand like how much of a step forward that is for this country, and especially based on the history of this country. I do history all the time, and I see it repeat itself over and over and over again. And until we start making those changes, nothing's going to change. And I'm just so relieved this week, and so happy for the country to like have the decisive vote and the deciding vote, and just electing to go in a different direction, man. Tiki torches and all that bull crap, man. I hated it. I freaking hated it. So
I think, and even though, like I said, I had a good week, I think that if I did have to pick another down and down, it would be like the anticipation of the election, like constantly checking to see where are we at, what's going on. And like you said, kind of not having a whole lot of faith in the country to pull it off. So,
yeah. So, congratulations, guys, for getting out there and voting. My dream for the country is to have the Democrats and the Republicans to freaking get along, reach across the aisle so they can do what's best for the country and not necessarily what's best for their career or what's best for their
party
or whatever.
Partyism. Yeah.
So I really love it if we could just come up with the best decision and support the most. I'm thinking about who's the most vulnerable and who's the most vulnerable and who's most overlooked. I think about them and who's speaking for them. So I think Biden and Harris are the ones who are actually looking out for them the most. So I think about them. I mean, because I don't really think it's going to affect me either way, but because I've been privileged enough to be at a place where, hey, I don't have to really worry about with the national elections. But some of these laws that are getting passed, man, they do affect it, especially, like I said, the most vulnerable. So just happy to see that. And on the down and down, a big downer, obviously. Wednesday, I lost my grandmother. It was my daddy's mom. So that was a bummer. She was 91 years old, and she had been suffering from dementia, Alzheimer's for the last 10 years. And really, when my grandfather died in 2005, that really hit her really hard. So it's sad. I'm sad, but I'm happy she's not suffering anymore. She has her memory back up in heaven, and she's with my grandfather again. So I'm at peace now, knowing that, hey, she will be the beautiful, wonderful woman that she was. I mean, super talented. She graduated high school at 16 years old, man. Went to Johnson C. Smith University, pledged Delta. She was an educator, man. She was everything. She was super smart. She studied French. Her dream was always to go to Paris, but she never got to go because as a black woman back in those days, your options were limited, right? So you had to do what you had to do for your circumstances that you had to deal with. And in 2010, I remember I'd call her every Tuesday, and I would just get to talk to her, learn about the history, how she met my grandfather, what my dad was like, what my aunt was like, what she was like growing up, man. And then I started noticing her memory started to fade. And I was like, oh, man. She would start to repeat herself over and over and over again. And it's sad when you see such a strong mind just get lost. But none of us are invincible to age. Age is going to win every single time, man. But I reflect on the positive days I had with my grandma. She used to pick me up from school, she was our chauffeur, man. She took me to karate. She took everything. My parents worked till 6, 7 o'clock, man. And my grandparents would shuttle me around to all my sporting activities and everything. And I remember every Easter, she would take me and my sister to go Easter shopping for our Easter suits, man. And just so many special memories I had with my grandma, man. She was truly she was just such a beautiful person and such a big family. They're from Darlington, South Carolina, man. They're one of the few families who had land in Darlington, South Carolina. I remember she told me we were one of the first families who had a radio station, and all the families in the neighborhood would gather at their house to listen to the radio, to listen to boxing matches and stuff, man. So just super proud of the woman that my grandma was, and thank you for carrying that torch. And now that you've dropped it, I am here to pick that torch up and carry it for our family and carry our last name Ratliff and carry that name on. So thank you for leaving that legacy, and you will never be forgotten. And I'm telling you, I'm about to build something big because I stand on your shoulders, Grandma, Mama Lou. Rest in peace, and I love you.
That was really, really sweet. Yes, rest in peace, Mama Lou. I remember going and talking to Mama Lou like I was one of her favorites, and she used to always ask me, and you pledged AKA? And it's just like, well, I guess you'll be my pink and green girl. And she was so sweet. And since she was from Darlington, like my mom is from Mullins, and she'd always, talk to me about being from Darlington to Mullins, the PD area. She just she'd always ask about my mom. She was just a truly brilliant person. Like, I loved Mama Lou. She was so sweet to me. Every time I met her, she was just a sweetheart. So I'm thankful that I had the opportunity to get to know her back in those days that like Patrick was talking about, whenever we got to have those conversations and she'd talk about the history of their family and talking about going to school and all that stuff. Yeah, Patrick, you definitely are standing on her shoulders, and I know that you're going to make her proud. And Latifah, our listener of the week, she's from Darlington as well.
Darlington!
Yeah. Y'all might be related.
Oh. I wouldn't doubt it, man.
Y'all might be related. We're going to have to look into that one, Latifah.
Yeah. Roots are deep, man. Roots are deep in South Carolina. A lot of people come from South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Whole bunch of people come from South Carolina.
Mm-hmm. So, but yes, rest in peace, Mama Lou.
All right, real quick, got to get into this. A Bible recap. I am on day 90, man. So I am in Judges, but last week we got to the end of Joshua, where Joshua, they conquered the cities, they got to the promised land, and basically towards the end of Joshua, what he's doing is he is dividing all the pieces of Israel up to the 12 tribes. So your tribe got to inherit that piece of land and settle into that land. And then at the end, after they got all this land, they renewed the covenant with God. And it's like, hey, y'all remember what to do, follow God. And then like at the end, he still gave them a choice and said, choose who you will serve. And it's like, and if it is evil in your eyes to serve the Lord, choose this day whom you will serve, whether the gods your father served in the region beyond the river or the gods of the Amorites in whose land you dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. That's where that quote comes from. That comes from Joshua 24, verse 15. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. I was like, oh, dang, I came across it. I saw what they said. Oh, snap. Because everyone got these Bible verses everywhere until you actually like read it. Then they're in person. You're like, oh, snap. Right. That's where it came from. So I'm like understanding Bible and where the verses are coming from. And then we moved into Judges. And in Judges, all right, so the Israelites were supposed to continue the conquest, continue to conquer the Canaanites. And they didn't complete conquering the Canaanites. They let them live. They let them stay there. And that made God mad, because if you stay with the Canaanites, they worship other gods. They were supposed to be wiped out completely, because guess what? When you happen to mingle with the other people, they're going to influence who you worship and stuff. And of course, the Israelites started worshiping them other gods, right? So they were disobedient, and Joshua died, and then they were unfaithful. And so since there wasn't going to be another Joshua, God, he raised up these people called judges. So judges, they were there to like deliver them from the hand of the enemies, right? So judges, they were filled with these special powers from the Holy Spirit. And at the beginning, so they protect the land. They go out and conquer the other land. So those were the leaders now. They were called judges, not the judge. They aren't like judges like we have today, but those were like the leaders. They were called judges instead of like, they weren't kings because they weren't anointed kings and stuff. So, and this is where judges, this is where we're going to get into like Samson. You'll hear those stories. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward. It's like, they're like superheroes, man, because they got the superpowers filled with the Holy Spirit. So Israel continued to be disobedient. They're going to start losing, but the judges are going to help them pull out some victories. But the judges, I think, get worse and worse throughout the chapters because they keep disobeying. They come with their necessary flaws. So looking forward to that, man. But yeah, for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Like, God still gives you a choice to do what you want to do.
Yeah, every time.
He's like, look, you ain't got to worship me. But look, if you don't, you're going to get what you get. Even after all this good stuff I done did to you. You still got a choice, man. So that's what I love about God. It's like, all right, he gave me the freedom to choose. And hopefully we go the right way. So that's my Bible recap for this week, man. I'm just day 90, man. I've never been this far into the Bible and actually understood it. This is great.
That's 3 months.
That's 3 months, man.
That is 3 whole months.
3 whole months.
Go you.
Now I get to see all the superheroes and stuff. And there's a woman judge, too. Her name was Deborah. She did the dang thing. Yeah, and Judges is very violent. Very, very violent. There was one story where one man was sleeping and she nailed a nail through his head to the floor. Yeah. Yeah. Judges.
I don't know that story.
Yeah, Judges ain't no joke, dog. Yeah. Dead with a tent peg in his temple.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Judges is very violent. All right, so let's get into the topic of the day. How to control your spouse. How to control your spouse. Everyone be like, you can't control that man. You can't control that woman. They're going to do what you want to do. Bull crap. Bull crap. I control my wife. I got her trained up just like I want her.
And I got him trained just
we got
like
each other trained just like we want her. She think I ain't controlling her, but I'm just like the puppeteer. And I got the strings attached to her, and she does exactly what I want her to do. I've molded her into the perfect wife, and she don't give me no problem. She don't give me no lip, guys. And I'm going to teach y'all how to do that in this episode. So listen closely.
All right, ladies.
Why you roll your eyes? You got me trained. You should be proud of. Oh, he does exactly what I'm supposed to. I heal when I'm supposed to heal.
Okay.
I ain't talking about whatever. See, they don't think they don't. Okay. Like, y'all seen the submissive episode we had where they act like they ain't submissive, but they super submissive. And I'm going to show y'all how to make them submissive. but don't tell, okay, don't let them think that they're submissive, because then they'll fight against it. But Talisha does everything I tell her to do, whether she know it or not.
Okay. Patrick definitely does everything that I tell him to do, so I ain't worried about it.
Exactly. But we want to talk about, at first, we want to talk about the ways that we have tried to control each other that did not work. So, and everyone's done this. First thing is, like, I'm gonna ask you, have you ever cried to, like, win an argument?
Okay, I have not cried to win an argument.
Or cried to get your way.
But I have definitely cried to get my way. Shoot, I even cried one time. Do you remember that time we were in the airport and it was our anniversary and we missed the flight?
Oh, yeah. Let's do it. Yeah.
And I cried.
Jack cried. I was like, I ain't going for that.
It's our anniversary. We're just trying to go celebrate. We went to Dominican Republic, right?
No, that was Atlanta. Yeah. You got that. Yeah, you got your way on that one.
I got my way on that one. And in our relationship, I mean, I be crying, but I just be crying sometimes because it's real. It ain't manipulative. It is not.
You don't think it's manipulative, but
it's not. It's like you got me freaking pissed off.
Or sad or something.
And angry tears, sad tears. Shoot. It normally helps
women
influence the situation.
Exactly.
Exactly. Have you ever cried to try to manipulate?
Yeah.
When?
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I was just like, nah.
No.
I know I have. I've cried. I've said it before. Oh, before we got married.
Oh, no.
I don't do nothing.
It wasn't, I was going to say, it wasn't crying. It was, I don't do anything.
I don't do anything. You won't even let me serve drinks at the hall party. I just want to serve drinks.
Anything. Yeah. That was your thing. That was your alternative to crying.
You get extra passionate and you be like, why this is important to me, even though it's not that big of a deal. But that's how you can win the argument and get them off your back. And make them feel guilty.
And make them guilt.
And make them feel guilt and shame so you can get your way.
Right.
All right.
Guilt trips.
That's not how you do it. But I know y'all have done it, and I want to see who has done it. I'm going to ask a poll question. Who has done crying to guilt trip their spouse into doing something? Who has cried to get their way?
Yeah.
All right.
Who has cried to get their way?
Oh, another way that we try to control our spouse. The silent treatment. Anyone ever gave the silent treatment to anybody? Like, I ain't talking to you.
Guilty.
Oh. So
I think I did it this morning. When we were on the way to church.
On the way to church? Oh, you did.
We were on the way to church and Weston peed in his pants right before we left. Roman screaming his freaking head off.
I'm farting.
You farting. Darn it. Y'all made me so mad.
This is the most stressful trip I've ever had on Sunday.
Y'all made me so mad. And I threw my phone down because you asked me to turn something up on the lesson, the book.
The Bible lesson that we were supposed to learn today in church.
I threw my phone down and I looked out the window and I said, I ain't doing it. And I stopped talking. Freaking silent treatment. I needed you to feel guilty.
You wanted me to feel guilt and shame.
Yeah, and that fart to a freaking crappy morning.
I'm trying to say, my wife tried to manipulate me today.
I definitely
As
did.
recently as today, this morning, she tried to manipulate me with the silent treatment. How many?
You do the silent treatment too, Patrick.
No, mine's on the next one. Okay, I don't do silent treatment. I use passive aggressiveness. That is my go-to. That is my speciality to control you is passive aggressiveness.
Yeah. That's you all day, every day.
All day, not every day, but all day when I need to get something.
Yeah. And I always say, I'll call you out on it though.
Yeah, but
I recognize.
After I get my way and my point is made. But I remember specifically doing it back when we were first married, when I see some dishes sitting there and I go wash the dishes all mad and stuff. You just be sitting there looking at me. But I did it to guilt trip you into, look, you got me cleaning the freaking dishes. You said that was going to be your freaking job. And I'm sitting here doing it. I'm freaking mad. You're like, and then you feel good. Oh, I'm sorry I didn't get to the dishes. Why are you doing it? That's just an opportunity to make you feel bad.
Yeah. And then that was whenever we decided to change that rule.
Yeah, what did we change it to?
Oh, we both work. So I ain't going to be washing these dishes every single day. You going to help me out.
But don't be acting like you got to do it if you ain't going to do it. That's all I'm saying.
Shoot. But you definitely do some darn passive aggressive stuff.
Yeah, because I think I don't need to say what should have already been understood.
No, you'll do it whenever it's like time to leave and I'm not dressed just yet. What else do you like to be passive aggressive?
Getting the boys ready in the morning. Oh, I'll be like, I done told you when we need to be out the freaking door. I ain't helping the kids no more. You go get the freaking kids ready yourself.
And at nighttime, during the night routine.
I'll go brush the teeth.
Yes.
Because the boy be crying out for his mama. And I want mama to do it.
Whatever.
Hell, I do passive aggressive with him. I want mama. Go with your mama then. Go on with your mama. And then I want daddy. I want mama. It's freaking kids, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's yours.
Passive aggressive, but you see it when he's in one of those moods again.
Right.
It's like, and then you want to pull it out of me. I want to be passive.
And
you want me to be aggressive. You want me to be aggressive.
Because I'm like, no, I don't want that passive. Like, give me all of it.
Yeah, I'm like, you ain't ready to handle all of it.
Oh, whatever. I don't really do the passive aggressive. I'm straight up like, hey, this is what it is. I'm aggressive right now. What else?
Another transfer emotions or start a fight. I've done that.
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah.
I actually got that from Two Can Play That Game with Vivica Fox and Morris Chestnut.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, energy cannot be created or stored or something. It can only be transferred. I was like, ooh. So if I'm feeling angry and she's feeling happy, you know what? I'm going to start a fight to make her mad. And then I'll feel better. That is so bull crap. Who does that? I've done that. I have definitely done that. I've definitely been guilty.
Yeah, I think I've definitely been guilty of that as well. And I think that even sometimes, like, if I say, like, I apologize for something and then, you know, like, forgive me instantly.
Oh, yeah.
I've been mad.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, well, now I'm mad that you didn't forgive me.
Yeah, you love to do that.
Yeah.
That's your go-to move.
That's my go-to.
When you mess up, I call you out on it. I was like, apology would be nice. And you say, sorry, but you mean it.
I do mean it.
But you want forgiveness like that second.
I want it right then.
And I want you to stew in it and understand what you did wrong.
Nah.
And then, you didn't forgive me? Now you mad. Then I'm like, oh, baby, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that bad apology. I'm sorry for not forgiving that bad apology, baby. Now I'm the one coming back to beg you for forgiveness. And then you done transfer, you done flip the script on me.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
Petty.
I definitely do a lot. Because if I said sorry, then I need you to forgive me. I'm not going to keep, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Dad. I'm so sorry. I know I'm not going to keep saying it.
But you were such a bad apologizer. It has not changed. You do not like blame and shame. You do not deal well with blame and shame, buddy.
You're right.
He's like, nope, I ain't about to be the target of that blame and shame. I'm gonna flip it right back on you. I'm just gonna be mad to take the focus off of me. I'm gonna be mad to take the focus off of me. It was ridiculous, and you've done it so much I could just pick up on it. I was like, oh. So when you mess up, I'm like, well, don't shame her, because then she's just gonna fight back. She's just gonna dig her heels in deeper, and try to fight back. So I gotta try to like do jujitsu and like kind of pull you and maneuver you in a way that, she won't feel bad. How can I get the result from her that I actually want? Because if you confront, it doesn't work. But you gotta, what's the opposite of confront? You gotta communicate, not confront. Because if you confront you'll be like, you'll push back. But if I can find a way to like pull you, you'll come with me.
Yeah, I think I just told my students that about, like, if you say there's a time where you don't do the right thing, you're not doing it right, and a preceptor might say, or a pharmacist might say, oh, you should have done blah, 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 blah. It's like there's a difference between a learning experience and embarrassing somebody.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to use it as a learning opportunity, cool. If you're trying to embarrass somebody, not cool.
But the thing
and
is,
that
you think
mad.
everything is an embarrassment.
Yeah, don't try to play me. I'm not the joke. I am not the butt of a joke.
Any type of correction, you are offended.
No, that's not true.
You are a snowflake when it comes to correction.
That's not true. That's not true.
Yeah, you're a snowflake with that one, buddy.
Nah. All right, what else you got?
Subtle hints. At least subtle hints around.
That's kind of passive aggressive.
Oh, I do passive aggressive. It's like, why you mad? I ain't got nothing in about 2 days. Why you so angry? You be angry too if you ain't got none in 2 days. I just waiting on you to ask. What the frick is wrong with you? What crawled up your butt?
Yeah.
Well, that's what crawled up my butt. You ain't freaking got me none. Instead of actually courting and pursuing my wife, I try to control her with guilt and shame.
Yeah, I think guilt and shame is definitely
guilt and shame is the underlying thing.
Yeah,
it's definitely the underlying thing.
If you try to control somebody.
Yeah, we try to I do control you, but not with guilt and shame.
No, because there's a difference between control and influence.
No, but I control you.
Okay.
You do it like I said. I have you trained.
And see, ladies, that's the other thing. You have to, when you're controlling your husband, you have to make him think that he wears the pants in the relationship. He wears the big boy pants.
I do wear the pants.
But yeah, you control me. You're exactly right, Patrick.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Exactly. Not that hard to admit.
Uh-huh.
Anyways.
See what I did there, girls? See what I did? All right. Keep going.
So what actually works? What actually works is, and I have evidence. I have receipts.
Bring them receipts, man.
I got receipts on how I got you to do exactly what the freak I want you to do. So, first example is, actually, man, I trained you how to fall asleep during TV shows so you don't stay up asking me questions.
What? Start the show at 9:58?
I start the show. Look, Talisha, without fail, passes out on the couch at 10 o'clock. 10 to like 4 o'clock in the morning is her dead zone. So I ain't going to start a show until it's almost at 10 o'clock. Because I want to watch the show in peace. Because when she up and alert, she asking questions throughout. She talking during the doggone show. She asking me questions about the show. She thinks she can multitask.
I can.
And so she'll go wash she'll go wash the dishes while we watching a serious show. And then be done with the dishes. Come sit down and ask me what happened. I'm like, It's so annoying. So I decided to just skip all that and was like, you know what? I'm going to start the show about 9:45. At 10 o'clock, she going to be out and I can finish watching the show and I can just move on to the next show and I don't have to ask any silly freaking questions. That's how I got you trained.
Oh, yeah.
Strategic how to watch your show in freaking peace.
Well, that's horrible.
Without all the questions. Hey, I trained you. Look, I got you trained how the way I freaking want you to. That's how you train. That's how you train them, fellas.
Awful.
That's how you train them. You know, when they fall asleep, freaking start the show close to their dead zone time. Because they all fall asleep on the couch. They think they want to do something with you. They just want you to just sit there and breathe.
I want you to want me.
I want you to
sit
want
there
me.
and breathe.
Okay.
Darn it.
They don't care what you're doing just as long as they beside you.
Exactly. All right. Well, okay. What kind of receipts do I have? So if I want Patrick to clean, I just make it into a routine because he loves routines. So I'll be like, okay, so I want him to clean up the living room. We're going to add it to our nightly routine. I'm going to clean the kitchen while you clean the living room. And that's going to be part of our nightly routine. Oh, you didn't know it, huh? Oh, but I'm not controlling you. I'm not controlling you. I'm just influencing you. Yeah. So every night, Patrick cleans the living room, puts all the toys away from the boys, and it gives me a peace of mind because I wrapped it into a routine, which is what he loves. Where's the lie?
That's bullcrap.
Okay. All right.
Well, just because I like routine, you ain't trained me.
Okay. Gyro.
You ain't
Okay, Hamilton. All right, go ahead. What else? What else you got? What
I trained you on how to watch wrestling.
Oh, the ratings. The ratings.
Wrestling. I trained you.
WWE.
I always wanted a woman who watches wrestling with me. All right. And when I met Talisha, she ain't watch wrestling. She thought it was a bunch of stupid people doing flips and talking and wrestling.
Yeah.
But I taught her, not only did I teach her how to watch wrestling, I taught her about the business of wrestling and how wrestling revolves around everything in this life. Any situation you have, I can relate it to wrestling, kind of.
Yes. Literally. Any situation.
Any situation. How to do anything. How to do business. How to do romance. How to do any kind of job. Yeah. What's going on with leadership and CEOs. I can bring it to a wrestling situation. And because you understand what wrestling is now, you understand all my analogies.
I do.
So I can speak to you in wrestling terms in a way that you're like, oh, dang. That did happen back in the Attitude Era with The Rock and Stone Cold. Holy crap. And the NWO. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I get it. It makes sense now. Oh, and D-Generation X. And you say suck it all the time. and you use wrestling phrases.
Dude,
yes.
Right.
Yes, I got you loving
and I truly do. I'm a fan.
Mm-hmm.
You even took me to some live performances. Mm-hmm. I like how performances.
Wrestling events. Wrestling, yeah.
Performances.
Yeah.
You got me on that one because I love wrestling.
And she likes the stories of wrestling.
I love the stories.
The stories of wrestling.
Yeah.
Not just like the in-ring action. She's like the stories. Oh my goodness. I like what they're doing. The New Day. Oh, they got a story. Oh, they turned on them. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I wonder what's going to happen next week. I got to see it. So what happened? What's happening this week?
I do. I love all the stories. Even whenever I was applying for my new job in the strengths, like the strength fighters, my 5th strength is woo. So winning others over. And I even put Ric Flair in my presentation. Yep. Yeah, true. Receipts. Accurate.
I got you trained to like wrestling.
Well, I got you trained to like Housewives and Married to Medicine.
I watched. Okay. How?
Because it's great. You didn't watch that stuff without me.
Okay.
Did you?
Oh, I got a confession.
What?
I went on and watched the other episodes of Housewives of
Potomac?
Yeah.
Really?
I did.
Without me?
Yeah.
When?
I committed adultery. When I was depressed on Wednesday.
You lucky that it happened on Wednesday.
My grandma died, so I was in a funk, so I just went in to watch
somebody else's family.
I spiraled. I relapsed. I cheated on you, baby.
You probably ate ice cream while you did it.
You got to, man, grandma died, man. I was weak.
Yeah.
And I had to commit adultery.
We gonna watch it again.
I know I'm gonna watch it.
You have to watch
again.
it over.
Trust me, yeah. Well, first of all, we was like 7 episodes behind in the first place.
We were.
And that ain't on me. That's on you.
That's on me. That's always on me.
So, yeah, I'm sorry. But yeah,
Okay.
but I like them so much, I'll watch them without you.
Whatever. That's because I got you hooked.
As a matter of fact, they started Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I gotta go watch that one.
Really?
Yeah, I wonder if they got like,
Black people?
yeah, it definitely ain't gonna have black people in Salt Lake City, but yeah.
One of them are gonna be Mormons.
Yeah, I wanna watch
I think
that.
that'll be fun to watch.
Yes, I wanna see that.
All right. What else?
So you didn't really train me on that one.
I did.
All right. Let's see. I got you. I trained you how to play fantasy football. Got you
That's
focusing
a
on
good
that.
one. That was a good one.
Taught you how to play. I taught you how to like football. I taught you about football.
You taught me about football first.
Taught
and
you
then
about football. Now I got you in
got me
fantasy
into
football where
fantasy.
you actually know who the players are.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I know that guy. Oh, he's on this team now. I remember I had him on my team.
Yeah. You did.
She
you do
don't.
a really good job at like educating me on things and making me get interested in it.
Yes, because I need to have a conversation with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because I want you trained the way I want you trained. And look, do you have any kind of sports background whatsoever?
I don't.
None.
No, like growing up, whenever my dad would watch football and stuff, we'd be like, this is so stupid.
Yeah.
I hated football. Like, I absolutely hated football. Like, going to the football games so we could walk around in our cute outfits.
Yeah, exactly.
But I did not like football.
Mm-hmm.
I was a basketball girl. And now I'm not really into basketball that much. Yeah, that was you.
Yeah. I trained you.
You did. Train me on that.
Yeah.
And it opened up a lot of conversations. Like when I first started working at the clinic, that was how I was able to build a rapport with a lot of my patients, my male patients, because I talked about football games that we watched.
Didn't you talk about wrestling in one of the patients too?
I talked about wrestling in some of the patients too. And yeah, that was definitely I could hold a conversation about some football and some wrestling. Now, don't ask me too many questions because I might be like, nah, you lost me.
Yeah.
But I can hold a conversation. Yeah. That was you.
So I've been beneficial to your career as well?
Absolutely, baby.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what about the time where you could relate to your students because I watched Naruto?
Oh my gosh. One of my
How
students'
about that?
dog's name. What is it? I can't remember.
It's an anime name.
It's an anime name. But I recognized it.
Mm-hmm.
It started with a K.
Mm-hmm.
But I recognized it. I was like, I know that name. Yep, that was you. That was you. I see you, Pat. I see you.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm turning you into
You make me
before you married me, girl. You was one dimensional.
Who?
I made you 3D. I made you 4D. I made you 5D.
I
made you 5D.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Atlas.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you.
Trained you like I want you to.
All right, I'm running out of receipts. Oh, who is responsible for winning your soul over to the Lord? I feel like this is the receipt of our receipts.
Oh, I was lost.
You was lost.
I was lost.
But now you found.
I found Jesus.
That would be me. That would be me. You leading life groups. Going to the altar. You doing Bible recaps. You reading the Bible. You 90 days in, homie. Yeah. Go ahead. Let people know.
Is that what you wanted in a husband? One who loved the Lord?
I wanted one who loved the Lord.
Oh, okay.
And so I had to pray for you.
Uh-huh.
And keep wearing you down, baby.
You manipulate you controlled me until now I'm quoting scriptures. I am the leader of the greatest life group in the world.
Yes.
I'm involved in the church. I was once a lost soul who just went to church to just, what do we call it? Check the box off Christians.
Right.
All right, but now I don't just go there just to check the box off. I'm engaged. I'm in there.
Yes.
I'm out there. We're out there making disciples.
Right.
I was such a lost soul. My faith lacked little faith. Ye had so little faith. But my wife controlled me into a man and turned me into a man of God.
Hallelujah.
And didn't use her beautiful body to do it.
Nope.
Not just following the pretty girl in church.
Yep.
Didn't even have to use her body. She used her wits and manipulation. and she made me join the cult.
Oh, here we go.
I drank the Kool-Aid. I drank all the Kool-Aid. I'm all in on Jesus now. I want all the Kool-Aid Jesus is serving.
Yes.
All of it.
Yes.
All of it. So yes. So yeah, you did that. You did control me into being Jesus. You turned me into that. You trained me into following Jesus. That's this last one I got. Well, actually, I got you on mixed martial arts. You're an efficient. You're efficient in mixed martial arts. You was the only one allowed, the only wife, girlfriend allowed to come to the fights.
Yep, this is true.
Until you got banned.
Until I got banned.
All right.
Yeah.
But you were the one, because you could follow it. You could talk MMA. I didn't want people there just to talk about bull crap. I'm there to talk about the fights.
Right.
I didn't go there for entertainment. I didn't go there for the freak. We go to Hooters, right? I don't go there for the waitresses. I'm there for the freaking fights. I didn't care where I went. Are they showing the fights? If they weren't showing the fights, I'm not there. Mm-hmm. And when people would come to our groups, males, and didn't know crap about fighting, I tell my friend, don't you ever invite them again. Do not invite them. I don't care. No, you come out with us to watch the fights. You better be educated about the fights. You better know the fighters' records, the histories, how many finishes they have. Are they a ground fighter? Are they a stand-up fighter? Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling? You better know. Yeah. Because if you're a guy and you came and you didn't know, it was like, oh yeah, I just know Anderson Silva or some crap. I'm like, don't you invite him again. And I tell them, I'm not coming if that person's coming, because they don't know crap about the fights.
Well, I think that the theme that I'm seeing is anytime you can put me on something where it's going to have like a story, I'm on it. I'm on top of it. Like
College Game Day.
The fights, wrestling, all of that. If you let me see the story part, then now I'm interested in the rest of it. Mm-hmm. So like I always knew
until 10 o'clock.
Okay, for the fights, that's not even fair, because the fights, they last until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and you go in there, you eat all this fried doggone food while you're watching the fights. So I get in there, eat my food, and
I get there early because I always want to.
Oh yeah,
I get there like at
8 o'clock.
I get there 2 hours.
It's early. Like a whole event. So 8 o'clock to 1, 2 o'clock. Yeah, that's a long time. So I eat my food, I watch the fights, I wake up whenever it's time for the main event. Oh, and don't let them go all the rounds and the freaking knockouts. Oh my gosh, that's the worst thing ever.
All decisions.
I hate those. So, yeah, I eat my food and I go to sleep and I wake up for the main event, because that's what we're really there for anyway.
True that. True that. Yeah, so I got you trained like a sports girl. And you like going to football games. You like going to basketball games. Because that's how I trained you. That's how I trained you. You'll go with bad seats.
I've never gone for bad seats.
Last game we went to Atlanta and the Titans. All the way up there in the freaking rafters.
Oh, yeah, but that was a new stadium. And I'm a Falcons fan.
Yeah, and they suck. They freaking suck.
Whatever.
They freaking suck.
Shut up, Patrick.
Anyways, yeah. But yeah, man, I got my wife trained on sports, and she ain't got not one sports bone in her body. She don't know. She didn't know about sports. She was so lost. And now she is so found. I got her trained exactly like I want to, but I just talk sports with my girls. Like, hey, if I needed her to change my fantasy roster, she could go do it. Because she knows.
Ooh, you would let me do that? You have that much confidence?
If I had to, if I had no internet, if I had no like connection, and the only connection I had was to your like text messages, I could let you make those moves.
Wow, that is a big
because I've trained you just like I like you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's possible to control your spouse. don't let these freaking marriage blogs out there fool you. You can't freaking control your spouse and have them do what the freak you want them to do.
Yeah.
She wanted me to be a man of God. She manipulated me into driving one freaking car to church every freaking Sunday.
Right?
Freaking manipulated me. With my family, I don't want to be there without my husband. They gonna think something wrong in our marriage because my husband ain't here in church. You will not make me do that. You will not make me do that. We gonna be a family of God. Dwayne, we're gonna be a family of God. And then, but she was controlling me the whole freaking time.
That was the Lord. That wasn't even me. That was the Lord.
Yeah. So, one of the things I trained to see when I got married, I wanted a patriotic, red-blooded American woman who loved her country. And I don't know how many liberals out there know all 45 presidents. Number 46 is pending. How can you call yourself American if you don't know all the presidents? So I made it a goal in my life, in my marriage, to make sure that my woman trained her good on how to know all the presidents. How many Americans, true Americans, know all 45 presidents? Well, in my household, we do. And it's mandatory. You want to stay married to me, you're going to know these presidents. Now, baby, do you know all 45 presidents, 46 pending?
Thanks to you, because I couldn't have done it without you. I wouldn't have done it without you.
And what'd you say today? What'd you say earlier today?
I said, I never thought in a million years that I would know all the presidents. I never even thought that I would know top 20. The ones that I was alive for, yeah, got those. But the rest of them, nah.
Yeah.
I can have some name recognition, but to know them in order, never did I ever think that was a possibility.
And I got receipts.
You got receipts.
And Talisha, if you would, please.
Oh gosh.
Sing the president's song.
Here we go. All right, y'all. This might be a little bumpy.
Last names only.
Last names only. Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Madison, Monroe, Adams, Jackson, 7, Van Buren, Harrison, and John Tyler. That's the 10 years more. Polk, Taylor, Fillmore, Pierce, Buchanan, Lincoln, Johnson, Grant, Rutherford, Hayes, and James Garfield. 25 more to go. Arthur, Cleveland, Harrison, Cleveland. McKinley, Roosevelt, Taft, and Wilson. Harding, Calvin, Coolidge, Hoover, almost there, keep going. Roosevelt, Truman, Eisenhower, Kennedy, Johnson, Nixon, Ford, and Carter, Reagan, Bush, and Bill Clinton, Bush, Obama, Trump, Biden.
Yeah, I told you. See, I told you. You gotta have American wife know all the presidents. If you don't know all the presidents, just go join Al Qaeda right now, because you're a terrorist. Because you know who doesn't know all the presidents? Terrorists. Okay.
And me until
and enemies
like 2 or 3
and enemies of this country. So go out there and learn these presidents.
Learn these presidents.
Teach your spouse the presidents.
Teach your spouse.
It should be on the citizenship test.
But if you are already born into America,
But
you don't need to be on the citizenship test.
But look, they got till January. It ain't too late. Buddy, you never know.
You never know.
But yes, I have trained my wife to know the presidents of the United States, and she didn't think she'd ever know that.
Thank you so much, honey.
That's right.
I really appreciate that.
Right. That is right.
That is something that I never would have aspired to know.
Yes.
So I appreciate you.
Yes, your controlling husband is making you smarter.
Every day.
Every day. So yeah. Anything else that you control me on?
God. I led you to God.
Okay, that's it.
That's the big boy receipt.
That's the big joker.
Yep.
Okay, so yes, my wife controlled me and manipulated me into loving God. So I appreciate that. I didn't come to it myself. All right.
Right.
So, if it was up to me, I'd be going to my little quiet church, sleeping in them pews.
Pillow and all.
Yeah, I'd be a check off the box Christian. Mm-hmm. All right, but I'm in there now. I'm in there. I'm learning day by day. So that's what I have been controlled in. All right, babe. So what did we learn today in this episode? Did we learn that we can control our spouse?
I think we learned that we can influence our spouse.
Influence our spouse. So what if you, what if you want to control your spouse and you want them to be, they aren't the way that you want them, and you want them to be more punctual, or you want them to be more organized, or you want them to cook more, or you want them to be more romantic? What should one do?
Well, one should say, why am I trying to control my spouse?
Ah, yeah.
Would I want to be controlled?
Yeah.
What if my spouse was thinking of a plan to control me?
Right. And do you want a robot or a pet, or do you want a human being?
Right. So, I mean, like, why would someone want that control? Like, they have to really take a look in the mirror and say, why do I want to control another human being? Like you said, it's not a robot. It's not an animal. This is the love of your life. This is your spouse. This is who you're going to create your forever with. Mm-hmm. So why do you even need somebody if you want to control everything about them?
Exactly. You can do that with yourself.
Right.
Well, I'm afraid, yeah, exactly. Why are you in a relationship? And I think a lot of people don't understand what the purpose of relationships are, and like what the meaning of relationships are, and like why they get in a relationship in the first place. I think they get into it to just like, oh, this is something I'm supposed to do. Right. And then when the person turns out that, oh gosh, I don't really know this person, I don't like these qualities about them, that's how it turns into, like, instead of complaints, it goes into criticisms. And you're like criticizing that person, and you become contempt. It's like, well, I can't change this person, so I want to go find another person who, or one, I can control, right? Or that they're perfect for you. You're never going to find that perfect person, but they'll go try to find someone who is more able to be controlled.
And the more you try to like look at all the flaws that somebody has, the more flaws they get. Like, it's like every little thing they do is going to bother you. And I think that that's a real wrong way to look at marriage, because part of the beauty of marriage is the differences that you have. Like, it's great to have the commonalities, but the differences, that's what like
that's
helps
what you can bring
grow.
that passion.
Yeah.
Like, dang, man, I love that about you, because I ain't got that.
Exactly.
So I really admire that about you. People really forget, like, the reason you are in a marriage is like you're sharing your perspectives and your journey with that person. You're adding to them. Right. You're adding to their lives. Like, this stuff that I said that I controlled you with, I'm just adding it to your life. I'm sharing it with you. And you share God with me. Like, you shared God with me. And that's one of the best things that I could have ever gotten. And because I married you, that's what I got. Like, you kind of gave me Jesus, even though he's always been there. Right. But that's what discipleship is about. It's like, I go out here and make disciples. And even though, like, you plan to, like, oh man, when I got married, I envisioned like this husband who was going to worship God, or not. Maybe you like me. I believe that you liked me either way. I did like you. You loved me either way, but yeah, you didn't like say you're gonna go to church. You never said anything like you're gonna go to church. You're gonna learn about God, because I would just push back. I would have dug my heels in and be like, heck no, that's bullcrap over the fault. But you just didn't stop being who you were. Right. Just be who you were, and that influenced me. And I was able to be influenced by showing up and influenced by other people. Like, we're all connected, and just by hearing other people's journey, like the preacher's journey, that influences me. I was like, oh man, and I start to learn and start to engage more. Like you said, you're attracted to the stories of the wrestlers, the stories of the MMA fighters, the stories of like the sports and stuff. So that's what you're attracted to, because people are sharing their journeys. Like, understand that you're in a relationship, like, share your experience and your journey with that other person. Exactly. And in case y'all haven't picked up, obviously we were, all fun and games about how we control each other and stuff, but we don't control each other. We don't control each other.
By any means, we do not control each other.
I lose my freaking mind trying to, like, nitpick and make everything about Talisha, like, work the way I want it to work.
No. Like, even with the podcast, like, there's things about the podcast where, like, one of us might see it this way, the other one might see it another way, and then whenever we get in here and record, it'd be a totally different way.
We don't talk about crap we ever write down. I was like, oh, well, that went left, or that podcast sucked. Right. Let's redo the whole thing, because that one sucked.
So if we can't even control our podcast, we can't control each other by any means.
I love Talisha for who she is as a person, man.
And I love you for who you are as a person.
Like we said the first episode, unless you go out and murder somebody, I'm going to be with you.
Right.
Or cheat on me or something, then I'll be with you.
Yeah.
We might be able to work through that or something like that, because I'd probably be like, why did she go cheat on me? I'd probably try to take some responsibility unless you did something really stupid. Or I'll kill you.
Okay. All right, Ariel. Pick side. Homicide
or suicide. Homicide or suicide with you guys. Only way you getting out of this marriage. Shout out to Airy Funny Comedy.
And Double Shenanigans.
Clean comedy matters.
Hashtag.
Go get y'all a t-shirt.
Yes, go get you a t-shirt. I think they got a sale.
They got a sale.
$10 off.
Yeah, we were rocking ours. We're going to take some pictures in ours.
Yep. But yeah, don't try to control your spouse. You can't.
You gotta look. Well, if you are trying to control your spouse, you gotta look inside. That's an inside job. Why are you trying to control things that's out of your control? And that's why you have that stress and anxiety and frustration with your partner. And why is that conditional love? Why is that conditional love there? It's not unconditional. That there is a pattern of conditional love there. Like, you only love them when they do things a certain way. And that's not what marriage is. That's not what love is. God doesn't do that to you.
Right.
So why are you going out there doing it to his children?
And if you clicked on the episode because you thought we were really going to tell you how to control your spouse, maybe you should do a session with Patrick. Maybe you should go ahead and get on his schedule and talk about it. Let's talk about it. Maybe you and your spouse can talk about it.
Or your spouse is just pissing you off and irritating you. They're like, what? Or because some people really look at stuff when people don't do it as like a disrespect.
Yeah.
They're like, this is constant disrespect, even though they were that way probably before you married them.
Yep. So at the end of the day, all you can control is yourself.
Easier said, but we understand that it was easier said than done. Like, why can't you just be punctual? Because like I said, some people are like, oh, if you're late, that's so disrespectful to me personally. Or something like that. Oh, why? Okay.
Yeah.
What story are you telling yourself?
What story? So you can control yourself, and you can only really be responsible for how you respond.
Dang. Yeah. Go
what?
ahead.
Oh, dang what?
Before we end the show, man, I just want to say rest in peace, Alex Trebek.
Oh, yes.
We love Jeopardy,
yes,
man.
We love Alex Trebek. Yeah, that was a hard one.
But I think I saw something where they recorded up to October 29th, and they still got episodes running through like December.
Really?
I think so. So control what you can control. Rest in peace, Alex Trebek. Rest in peace, Mama Lou. 2020 sucked.
2020 has not sucked.
2020.
There have been sucky moments.
There's been a lot of sucky moments in 2020. But
we are not writing off this whole year.
We're not going to write off the whole year. So, yeah, just be appreciative. Tell the person that beside you, if you're with them, that you love them, because tomorrow ain't promised, y'all. So take care and God bless. And we will see you guys on Friday.
Thank you for listening to On the Up and Up with Patrick and Talisha. For access to all of our episodes, please subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, and wherever you listen to our show. Leave us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes, and we will give you a shout out on our next episode. Stay connected with us on Twitter and Instagram at I am Pat Ratliff and at the Farm D Mommy. Thanks again for listening, and we will see you next week. God bless.